Roberta Marie Ferguson was born on the 19th of November 1968 to Ernie and Mary and was the youngest of the couple's 9 children. The Fergusons were Métis, their ancestors having been First Nations and European settlers in Canada. More specifically, the family were of the Dunvegan Beaver Band. They were a tight-knit family and resided in Grimshaw, a small town located in northern Alberta. Roberta was an artistic individual who loved to sketch and dance. Furthermore, she was a humorous young woman who loved to read and often kept to herself. Mary Ferguson brought up all of her children to be fierce and headstrong. Because of their darker complexion, the family were targeted with racist jibes. However, their mother's influence saw the Ferguson children fighting their ground. Roberta had a strong bond with her mother and was devastated when Mary passed away from lupus when Roberta was just 14 years old. According to her sister, Roberta had been born with a hole in her heart and had taken medication for it and had been doing well up until the point their mother passed away. She moved a couple of times, living with 2 of her sisters, Carol and Marilyn, in Edmonton, before going to live with another sister in Surrey. During the summer months of 1988, Roberta made it known to her loved ones that she had planned on completing her grade 12 studies and wished to make more time for her boyfriend, with whom she had talked of getting married to in the near future. On the 24th of August 1988, Roberta had gone on a camping trip with a group of friends, which included her niece, at Sunnyside Campground, Cultus Lake in British Columbia. The purpose of the gathering was to celebrate Roberta's successful completion of her work-study programme. However, despite earning this achievement, the 19-year-old didn't feel like celebrating. She had taken her period and also had to deal with a fever. All she wanted to do was go home. She told her friends that she was going to take the bus in order to return home, and she reportedly departed on foot from the campsite at 8 p.m. that evening. This was the last time Roberta was seen alive. After failing to hear from Roberta the next morning, the Fergusons became incredibly anxious. It was out of character for Roberta to not inform her family or friends about her plans of what she was doing and where she was going. The Fergusons were keen to inform the authorities, however they were told that it was too soon to file a missing persons report. However, this is a misconception. No waiting period is required in Canada in order to report a person as missing. With no help from the police, the Ferguson family took it upon themselves to print missing posters and hang them wherever they could, as well as driving to Cultus Lake to search for her. Police eventually involved themselves in the search efforts. However, their failure to take on Roberta's case immediately wasted crucial time. Sadly, no trace of Roberta Ferguson has ever been found. It has been theorised that Roberta may have run away to begin life anew, but considering her success of the summer studies and the fact she was planning a life with her partner contradicts this theory, as well as the fact her health wasn't at its best. She was, according to her loved ones, not involved in any activities involving alcohol or drugs. She never attended parties, nor ever ran away from home. Another theory put forward was that she was abducted by a stranger. However, there is no evidence to support this. Roberta's family were curious as to why her friends left her to walk to the bus station herself. Since she wasn't feeling her best, surely the decent thing to do would be accompanying her to the bus stop just to make sure she made it safely. Another idea is that Roberta possibly hitchhiked her way to the station, but the question remains whether she even arrived at her destination. Reports stated that soon after she departed from the campground, a woman matching Roberta's description was witnessed speaking with a driver of a red sports car at an intersection of Vedder Mountain Road and Cultus Lake Road. He was described as an average height man with blonde or light brown hair and a prominent jaw. This male has unfortunately never been identified. Authorities suspected foul play in Roberta's disappearance. 2 serial killers were thought to have possibly been responsible. Serial killer Robert Picton, who was infamously known as the Pig Farm Killer, was suspected by some to have been involved. The Ferguson family provided DNA samples to compare with remains retrieved at Picton's farm, but no match was made. He confessed to killing up to 50 women, usually sex workers, and subsequently fed them to the pigs and supplied local businesses with the pork. His choice of victims were very different to Roberta, but Picton said he wished to complete his morbid tally of 50 kills. The second person who could have been involved was Terry Arnold, who was a convicted murderer who confessed while incarcerated that he was the last person to see the 19-year-old alive. He was known to have borrowed a red hatchback car at the time, which drew more suspicion. Following his death in 2005, a note was found, the contents of which stated in Arnold's handwriting that he was not responsible for Roberta's disappearance and that he was also innocent of all of the crimes he was convicted for. The Ferguson family strongly believe that Arnold was involved in the vanishing of Roberta, but ultimately it is unlikely the truth about Arnold's admission of guilt will ever be known. When Roberta Ferguson disappeared, she was 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighed between 115 to 120 pounds, had long, curly, dark brown or black hair and brown eyes. She was also known to wear glasses. She was last seen wearing octagon eyeglasses, a blue-black tank top, stretchy black trousers which were rolled up to her knees, white running shoes with dirt marks, and on her possession she had an army khaki-green rucksack. Sadly, Roberta's case and thousands of others which involve Indigenous women have not been given the attention they deserve. According to an RCMP report from 2014, Roberta's case is one of 225 unsolved disappearances and murders involving Indigenous women. Roberta's sisters believe that police must do better when investigating such cases. It has been over 30 years since Roberta vanished, and sadly there has been no progress in the investigation. However, hope remains that clues may come to light. As of September 2019, the fate of Roberta Ferguson remains a mystery.